and welcome to this week's episode of the Skiing is Believing podcast, brought to you by Ski Racing Media. Alan, this week we've been in the office working hard to try and narrow this top 10 women's downhill list down. How's it been for you? How's the task been?
Quite difficult, actually. Quite difficult. Well, there's a few standouts in there, but there's also some very close decisions to be made, and we'll see how our minds are working.
And who better to help us on the way than a World Cup downhill winner? Britt, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great.
Good.
Excellent. How have you been? Okay, managing this list? I know you messaged me last night saying that you'd prepared it and that you were nearly there. I was quite surprised that you'd done it so quickly.
I think, it was not easy. I think because I pulled from my own experience, and then I thought, well, maybe I should go back in time, maybe before I was on the tour. So then I started to look further back, and so I think my list is a blend of, my favorites, like people that I know personally that I liked, that had good results, that I liked racing alongside with, and then looking at top stats as well.
Of course.
Yeah. I found the difficulty in I've been watching some clips from the old YouTube clips, and the conditions, it's just such a different playing field altogether now. It's so different now. But we'll see.
Yeah. So Alan has quite sheepishly stuck his hand up because he has got them numbered.
You mean you nominated me?
Yeah, I said, Alan, go on. So we're going to run through his from 10th down to 1st.
Oh, go on.
This is what we just said.
Yeah, but not all at once.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought.
Step by step.
Yeah.
And so give us your number 10. Let's get started.
Right, here we go then. And number 10 for me is an Italian lady. And it's all Costner.
Costner. Oh, I was thinking you haven't got Goggia that low. Wow. Yeah.
It's all Costner. She's got quite a good record. 12 wins, 13 seconds and 10 thirds in World Cup. And, we're talking about, I've got to look, but we're talking about 1994 to 2006. So pretty modern, pretty updated condition setting and everything, I think.
Yeah. I've got her there. Yeah, the double Olympic medalist.
Yeah,
consecutive downhill titles at the start of the century. Britt, she's there for you as well.
Yep, I had her. I have her on my list. When I first came onto the World Cup, she was at the top, and she was one you were watching, and just her touch, it's. And she has the results, but yeah, she was definitely on my list.
Absolutely,
it's a good one. A good one.
Good start. I think you've got her in a decent position there as well, Alan.
Oh dear.
I don't think that's a controversial way to begin.
Oh well, that's good. My tea's ready now. I'm gonna go. Yeah. So
she's, what? Double world champion in Super G as well.
Yeah, well, but
I know we're downhill in here, but
we're downhill. Yeah, because
to just mention, she went to 6 world championships in downhill, never medalled, but was in the top 10 in all 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, what you've got to look at and be careful with, quite a lot of these older athletes did multi events and did very well in the Super G and the GS.
100% all round.
Yes, but because we're doing downhill, you've not really got like that. You have to let that creep in, have you? No.
The note that I made as well next to Costner's was that how strong the Italians were at this time.
Yeah.
With not just in downhill, but the likes of Compagnoni as well springs to mind, particularly in GS.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready to move?
I'm ready.
Number 9.
Yeah, number 9. I'm moving update. I'm going to Switzerland. And I'm going to a lady we watch
all the time.
Lara Gut-Behrami. She may be high up, but I think I've put her there because I think it's a good place. It's a good play.
She's not in my list.
Is she not? Eh? Is she not?
Is she on yours, Britt?
She's on my list. Yeah, I have Lara Gut.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't got her on my list because I'll try my very best to explain myself here. Super G, she's 100% there. Giant Slalom, she's 100% there. But no major golds, no major championship golds, which I'm putting quite a bit of weight on, as we have done in the previous episodes. All right, she's got 3 world champs medals in downhill and an Olympic bronze.
Yeah.
She's never taken a World Cup downhill title. All right, she come as close as you possibly can do a couple of seasons ago when Hooter pipped her. And I probably should have her, but I've kind of made wiggle room for people with downhill titles and with golds. She's obviously one of the best to ever do it, if not across downhill, Super G and GS in terms of those 3 disciplines, the best.
Yeah.
Could be.
But she's hit 100 World Cup podiums at the end of last season. But where do you lie on her downhill skiing? A lot smaller, a lot more technical, and obviously uses those GS skills so efficiently in the speed events.
Yeah, I think that's like, to be a strong downhill skier, you need to have those bases in giant slalom. So a really good giant slalom skier can easily translate over to speed if you have the mental, if you decide you want to go for it, you still have to be comfortable at speed. But she has such a smooth technique, and she's clearly her skills in Super G, she's clearly very talented at inspecting a course and then executing. But yeah, if you look, it would be easy to leave Lara Gut-Behrami off the list because there's some other women that have won more titles and hit that top spot on the podium in downhill more regularly. But yeah, she's, I don't know, maybe we need a show about all, like, the top all-arounders who can hit so many top spots and across many disciplines. But I just love the way that she skis, and I love the way she approaches race day and can execute when the gate opens.
Yeah.
She's
good.
Yeah, she's one of the best ever.
Yeah, I must admit, I was like that between her and Maria Hoffel, because if you look at her record, she has done well in Olympics.
Okay, well,
I know.
No, go to Hoffelreich because I've got her in my top 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I've got her at number 11.
She has got that World Cup downhill title from 2014. More towards the end of her career, I believe that was. A couple of World Championship bronze medals.
2 gold.
2 gold.
Yeah.
Not in downhill.
No, that's what I've got. I must have misread that.
Maybe in combined.
Combined and slalom. She got her gold.
Yeah.
That tells you, doesn't it, that she was, picking up.
Yeah.
Slalom was probably up there with one of her best disciplines, and she hasn't got the same amount of wins. Maybe I haven't got Hoffelreich. I'm not sure. I'm talking myself out a bit now.
She hasn't got the same podiums as Lara Gut, but she's
got more in downhill.
No. Oh, sorry.
26 downhill podiums for Hoffelreich, 24 for Gut-Behrami.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I said she's not got the same. That's why she's not in my top 10.
What?
Well, she's got 11 wins. Lara Gut-Behrami's got 13.
Okay.
And then they're both on 5. But Lara Gut-Behrami's on 6 thirds, and anyway, you can go on forever. I mean, it's a matter.
The margins are close between if she would be in or out.
Close.
Yeah, and it is kind of that thing of if Gut-Behrami had taken that title in 2024 in Saalbach, I might well have her on the list because she's got a World Cup downhill title.
Yeah.
And I could see her winning one next season, and then it all changes once again.
Yeah.
Do you, Alan, I'm going to ask you this one. Do you have her as a contender to sweep some medals in Cortina Olympics next February?
Quite possibly.
In downhill?
No.
No.
No, well, no, because I'm not saying anything yet.
It's too early.
It's too early to say what I'm thinking.
You know how big my lists are for the mix.
I know.
She's in the mix.
She's in the mix.
She's
Nice.
she's on the 30-woman list.
I think she'll medal. I think
she'll medal somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is Lara Gut-Behrami.
Yeah. Right.
Let's move up then, Alan. To number 8, please.
Maria Teresa Narik.
Nardik, yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yep.
She's on that line again, isn't she?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got the same wins as Gut-Behrami.
Yeah, 13.
I think the reason why I placed her above was because of the world champ. She's done well in the world champs, hasn't she?
Yes, 72 was the champion.
Yeah.
At that time, it was Olympic and world champs for the same event.
Yeah.
But she won in Sapporo, Japan. And got the double gold that year, downhill and GS, did the double, when there was no Super G competition. 2 World Cup downhill titles.
Yeah.
2 went back to back, 79 to 81.
Yeah.
Switzerland have got so many, many in the list here. Is Nardik there for you, Britt?
Yeah.
She wasn't there for me, but well, she's on my list. If you look at the stats, she's in there. I have a clear top 10 there, but I blended my list in with, pulling out the girls that I kind of raced, I was looking a little also at my generation at who stood out. But yeah, she fits right in there with the stats. And back then when she was racing, Super G was an event, so you would say that perhaps like you had downhill more as one of the, I mean, it still is very much a core discipline, but you do have some girls that some women that just race GS and Super G and they don't race downhill. So back then you would have had some more pure downhill skiers, and the courses were intense. I think there was a difference in ski, the build of the skis. So maybe you're not traveling at speeds as high, but courses were rougher and bumpier. They didn't have blue dye. You had like the challenges of being a consistent, strong downhiller were high. It wasn't easy. Yeah,
I think one of the reasons why I went for her was basically because although there weren't as many I don't think there was many top skiers around then. But I think because of the preparation of the piece and the equipment, then I thought to get so many podiums is very good. It's a difficult thing to do. When you're going from the 70s to the 2020s, it's massive, isn't it? I mean,
This is the whole point of the series.
Oh, I know that, yeah, but it is though. It's, I mean, I'm not one who'll say, would they do it today, or would them today have done it then? No, I wouldn't say that because it's, you can't compare really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got to lean on stats a little bit,
Yeah, that's the only real basis of comparison.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, you can look at it and say, well, there were only 30 starters then, and there's 80 now. It's so different.
Yeah.
But I thought she did very well. She's come out very well. Yeah.
To the top 7, Alan.
Number 7. Now I'm going to pronounce it wrong. This is for a change, a Swiss girl, and it's Maria Valesa.
Perfect pronunciation.
Is that right?
Yeah, I believe
I
so.
think so.
Valesa.
Yeah.
Yeah. She came in for me at number 7.
Yeah, I think that's right. I've got her about there. Maybe 8, but
Have you got?
Yeah, what is it? She had 14 wins in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And the Swiss force. I definitely have a few Swiss in my top 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Double world champion. 87 at home in Crans-Montana. 89 in Vale, I believe. one of only 5 women to ever defend their World Championship downhill title. And another one will definitely be on our list later. Yeah, I've got Valisa there, definitely. The Swiss was so dominant in the 80s. I'm sure we'll come to another. Yeah, she's there in the 80s. But I was watching clips back today, and Valisa was described as the glamour girl of the Swiss team with the bright pink goggles. It was quite a fashionable look that she provided. Olympic silver medalist. She missed an Olympic title by just 500ths of a second in '84 in Sarajevo. And yeah, definitely deserves a place on the list. She 10-year career, 2 World Cup downhill titles.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Anything to add there, guys?
No. Well, I haven't. No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that covers
this list.
Yeah, we are flying through.
So, we're going to number 6 now. Now, with number 6, I changed it. So, I've got to get it right.
You changed it?
Yeah. And I went for Katja Sajinger. Yeah. The German girl.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know why I changed it, but I did change it.
So,
Yeah.
Sajinger finished the year before you started, Britt, I believe, or a couple the season or so before. But I'm sure you watched her on CBC at some point.
Yes, she was. Seisinger was, I think, the female racer that I really looked up to. I watched her. I loved the way she skis. She said, I mean, probably because she was winning. It was downhill and Super G, her strengths, and so you heard about her a lot. And I remember doing a school project on her once. But yeah, that was she stands out for me as a top downhill and Super G skier during her era.
Yeah.
She was 16 wins, hasn't she?
16 downhill wins, yeah.
8 seconds, 8 thirds. So good 32 podium.
Yeah. Only woman to ever successfully defend her Olympic downhill title. 94 and then again in 98.
2 gold, yeah.
Corinne Suter could do in Milano Cortina.
Yep.
But as of now, Seisinger is the only one. That's for listeners who may be listening back in a few years' time. Who knows? Suter could well be a double Olympic champion. 4 World Cup downhill titles. That was why I probably had a slightly, maybe even towards that top 5 even. 3 in a row in the early 90s. Overall champion, World Championship silver medalist in 96. And absolutely, she hit that top 10 all the time. Across all the disciplines that she competed in, including downhill. In the downhill top 10 and over 50 times in her career. A deserved place in the top 10. Is that 2 Germans in your top 10, Alan? Oh, no, 2 Germans in mine. Sorry, Hoffelriesch didn't make yours.
No.
I'm not sure whether Hoffelriesch actually makes mine.
You still haven't made your mind
No,
up.
I'm not. It's because there's someone I'm really trying so hard to squeeze into this list that Alan hasn't got. Britt, maybe. I'm hoping you've got it, but we'll see. We'll see.
That brings us to the halfway.
That brings us to the half. That was. It has never been that quick before.
No.
It usually takes a lot longer. But that is no problem because that gives us a chance, Britt.
Yep.
For you to tell us about your terrific work with the Apex 2100 project in France.
Yeah, it's been thanks for having me on. It's so fun to talk skiing, to talk a sport that I love. When I stopped competing in 2011 and I actually went straight into motherhood, but I think there's this pull, like having put so much time and energy into ski racing and into sport, you think you finish and I'm not just, you go, oh, okay, what's next? Like it has to be something that I'm so passionate about. And I realized that I didn't need to go find something else that I was going to be just as passionate about. I could still use skiing and use this sport as the vehicle to find me new opportunities and new projects. And the earliest new projects that came my way was to commentate. I had got the pleasure of coming in and commentating for those Schladming World Championships with Nick Fellows, and that landed me a spot with the Olympic Broadcasting Services for the Olympic Games. And I've done the last 3 Olympics. So that was enormous, because I got to go to the games and just be fully into this one thing and just give all of my attention to one thing, which is what you do in sport. That's what you do in you know, at a high level in sport, a singular focus. And a couple seasons ago, Apex 2100 reached out to me, and they were looking, the academy was growing. This is an international ski academy, but started as it is a British ski academy. The schooling is done in English, although we're located in France. We're in the heart of the Alps in Tignes, next to Val d'Isère. And I have spent the last 2 winters on site in Tignes, working at the academy, running the admissions. And they were growing so quickly and getting so many more applications. And what I love about managing the admissions, yes, it's a desk job, but I get to talk with people. I'm the first person to read an application and assess the skiing, and then I can have a good relationship with the coaches and with Sasha Rier, who's our high performance director, and I'm in it. I get to be in the sport that I love so much, and that's given me so much, and I feel like this is a really amazing way that I can give back to the sport and give to new families coming up. And I have 2 girls at the moment. They're both racing. I don't know where it's going to take them. And I say this quite a bit. Yes, if they get to the World Cup and can do something like that, amazing. But for me, getting them through sport until they're at least 18, 19, so they get those lessons from sport, and that can lead them into anything that they want to do beyond sport. So yeah, it keeps me busy, the work at Apex, but I get to work with a lot of amazing people. It's a really fantastic place to be. So I'll be heading back over there soon. I'm home just now in Canada, and I'll be heading back to France for the winter.
Yeah, that's great. And we've
Lovely.
had the chance to speak to Sasha on the podcast, and Flavio, who came through with Apex. You know, the capability to produce world-class athletes is certainly there, and the likes of Jarmina from Latvia, who would never have had a chance to race at the level she's been at, and back from injury now, I believe. Obviously, for us, also touch on the commentary. I'm looking forward. I bet you're looking forward to another year with Viz TV and heading into another Olympic cycle. Absolutely.
Yeah, it keeps me in the know, keeps me in the stats. I get to watch ski racing avidly, and I love it. It has surprised me at how much I've enjoyed commentating, because I don't feel like I think once you get the headphones on and the screen in front of you, you feel like you're just like this. We're having a conversation with each other, and so many neat things come out, and to watch the action live. And the highlight so far of commentating was in Sochi. I got to be there, and it was my brother's last Olympic Games, and I got to call his slalom runs. That was very cool. So that's still up there as a big plus, a big bonus to getting to sit behind the microphone.
Oh, yeah,
that was brilliant.
That's a good story.
Yeah. Alan still says Mike was one of his favourite guests, actually.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I can see you very leaning towards.
No.
I'm checking out that top 5.
Yeah, because I've moved them around.
Oh, have you?
No.
Last minute
Not
changes.
No. And we're back to Switzerland.
Oh, you're cracking on, aren't you?
Yeah. Are you ready to move on?
We'll ask Britt a couple more questions, maybe about Apex and maybe about the commentary towards the end. But yeah, okay. Maybe before the podium. Yeah,
we're just gonna before the
keep them waiting.
Yeah. So
number 5, Alan.
Number 5, I've got another Swiss, Michela Figini.
Is it Figini? Is it
Figini?
That's a good question. Figini. These, because these older names I haven't had to figure out.
They were saying Figini on Eurosport in the 80s.
So let's go with that.
Well,
let's go with Figini.
Yeah.
And yeah. I think that's
Again,
well positioned.
Again, it's another one for me. It's another one who's from the 80s, late 80s.
Yeah.
Take into consideration all the what we talked about before.
Yeah.
And the fact that she has got quite an impressive record.
Oh yeah.
You know.
This is the crazy thing about her, right? She's the youngest ever alpine skiing Olympic champion. She took gold in 84 at 17 in the downhill. When was the last time you saw a 17-year-old start a World Cup downhill? Never mind, win the Olympic title.
Win it.
She retired. Yeah. Before her 24th birthday. Imagine if she'd gone till she was even 28. She could have. She's at 17 World Cup downhill win. She could be at 30 quite easily. The way she was skiing back then.
She only did 7 years.
Yeah. And had 4 World Cup downhill titles in that time. Won her first one at 18 years old. Imagine now the new squid off the blocks. It'd be like Lara Gut-Behrami did in her first season, but winning gold and winning the title before she was, at 18 years old. That would be the story of the season if someone wants to break through and do that now, Britt.
Yeah. I think that's.
And she probably was back then.
Yeah. The longevity of the career is so different to stop at 24. I mean, if I look at my career, that 24, 25 and beyond, my best results came once I was older than 25 years old. And I think that's the same for many. You get the anomalies, these, Michaela Schifrin, you get Lindsey Vonn. There's lots of them that come in there early, and even Lara Gut-Behrami was young, but she's still carrying all these great results beyond. And she came on when she was so young, but it's the way it was back then. You didn't race really, you didn't compete past 24, 25.
I'm going to say, you'll know, but obviously we don't know, but you'll know this. Do downhill skiers suffer from burnout? Because if she started when she was so young, would that be one of the reasons? Maybe
it could be. I think in general, travel was maybe, your European travel was different. Rest and recovery wasn't the same. I think now we know a little bit more about the importance of rest and recovery, about how to train. So that balance of training. So burnout could be a factor for sure. I think we do a much better job now at knowing that you're trained season after season, and the importance of rest and recovery to continue to hold the length of your career.
Yeah. It's a point that I think, from that age, all right, should be fully grown, but you know what I mean? You're battling against nature as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
At 17.
This is something else about Lara Gut-Behrami. She's going to be racing in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
She made her World Cup debut come 2026 18 years ago.
Yeah.
She's already been ski racing for half her life at the highest level and winning most of that time.
Yeah.
The fact that she is still here and winning, and it's looking like it'll be her last season after the Olympics. She'll be done. But the record is ridiculous, and the consistency over such a prolonged period is something that they couldn't even dream of back then. And we don't necessarily realize. Personally, I didn't realize that people were retiring so young. Who knows? Different reasons, like it was with you, Britt, motherhood or some kind of injury could have played in, loss of love of the sport. You never know the circumstance, but it was just there weren't many girls racing at this point past 30.
Would it be wrong to say it was a slightly different sport then?
I think that would be correct. I think it was different. Yeah.
Different. Yeah.
The thing I'd like to say about Federica, 49 World Cup downhill starts. She hit the top 10 in 47 of those. Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you can say small start field, but on these crazy courses, DNFs, like that might well have been 2 DNFs. I'm not quite sure the numbers on that. And there was this great rivalry between the two Swiss racers at this time, Federica versus Walliser. Federica, apparently they were great rivals, not the best of friends off the piste, or on it, in fact. Described Valliser as the glamour girl, and Federica was someone that was a lot calmer and kind of did the stuff behind the scenes, and then performed on the day, and was obviously so young when she was at the very top.
Where did you have her?
I don't know where I've got anyone. I really should number them.
Yeah,
I've got her. I've got her fifth.
It's a get out, isn't it? It's a get out seat.
I can't be controversial.
Right, okay.
Then again, I didn't have Gut-Behrami, so I think we're going to put Gut-Behrami in.
Yeah. Okay.
The way I've just been speaking about her there. Can I have a guess at your number 4?
You can.
Goggia.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's where I got it.
I have Goggia.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got top there.
I had the top 5 in order, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about Goggia, never won a world championship medal, which I was quite taken aback by.
Yeah.
In downhill.
Yeah.
She's done it in GS and Super.
Yeah.
She was incredible, wasn't she? Sort of lockdown and post-COVID. That period, 3 titles in a row. And I think, Britt, that Goggia might be one of your favourites, the way you call her commentaries.
She definitely is. I just love, she is always ready for the challenge. I mean, she falls in line there. Brignone has a different approach, but their fire, their energy is similar. And I love to watch them take to the race course. And I love to see what they're going to do on race day. Because it's always exciting. Maybe it's Goggia crashing out and skiing out, but she's pushing that limit. And I love, as she matures and gets a bit older, and each time she comes back from injury, her the way she calculates risk gets a little bit better. The way she spent all those things. I think when she was younger and first came onto the tour, she was so fast, but she has had her fair share of injuries, and I think that's just due to the fact she only knows one gear when she goes out onto the race course.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think without those injuries, she could be third, maybe second on this list.
She does it her way, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And we've talked about this so many times, even last season when she was doing it, like holding that tactic close to her chest, whether it's a different line or, I'm gonna turn at this part and then gather speed in this bit. Her inspection just seems so on point. 2018 Olympic champion, won again in Cortina this time, and for me, I would just love to see her take the Olympic gold on the same course in February.
Yeah, well, you see a few athletes coming down, all taking the same line, and the commentators say, "Oh, she's taking a different line," and you say, "Well, you watch."
Wait for Goggia.
You watch her go. It's the line what they should have all been taking. But yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant to watch.
She's got 19 World Cup downhill wins.
Yeah,
she can definitely make it 20 next season. And at 32 now, does she hang on and try and get that first World Championship downhill medal? I think she'd be 34, wouldn't she, in Crans-Montana 2027? Yeah. Could you see her bowing out after the Olympics, Britt?
No, I think she'll go on. I do. Yeah.
Good.
Maybe that's me just really hoping and wishing that she does, but I think she will.
Yeah. Nation you've had maybe now.
Yeah. You've got to have characters, haven't you? And she is a character.
Oh yeah.
In a very good way.
In a very good way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her dancing in Beaver Creek. That was fun. I hope we see some more of that this year, and hopefully Pinheiro can inspire her. Yes. Are we going to have another little break? I'm going to call it a Brit break.
Oh, no, we're on top.
Not a TV break.
We're on top 3.
We're on the top 3.
Oh, yes,
on the podium.
So, I'd just like to talk a little bit about your career, actually, because we've never done an official interview with you. So, I can see it just over your right shoulder, that beautiful red bib from Aspen 2007. What was that like to win a World Cup downhill?
Yeah, it was amazing. I think, and to do it early in the season, and that took me to the top of the standings. And for the podium, they give you the red bib, and then the next race in St. Moritz, I raced with the red bib. So that's those two there with, and yeah, that's the other one. And then my overall medal for being third in the overall standings. And I think the podiums, I mean, were incredibly special. And my first one came on home soil at Lake Louise the weekend before, and then Aspen the next week. And I think, like so many athletes say, is when you get that top spot, that moment will come and go so quickly. But what sits with you and stays with you is that feeling of you look back immediately and you can see and feel all the work and sweat and time you've put into your sport and into getting to that place. And then I had been through some tough seasons before that. I missed out on the 2006 Olympics. I was doing mainly giant slalom and slalom then, and I had been a top 15, top 10 ranked GS skier, and then I was out of the top 30. I had this block, and I had to fight my way back on to stay on the team. In 2007 in Ore, I was fourth in the women's Super G by a couple hundred. I mean, we were tied. I mean, the margins were so close. So that could have, I could look back and go, oh, that could have been a medal. But I was so thankful at that time.
That was the World Championships, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. And right behind Anya Persson, I tied with Nicole Hosp. But I was competitive, like for me to be back in there and be competitive with the top girls. And that's what I got to do that whole next season in downhill and Super G, to be competitive and in the mix in the top 10, top 5, and then hitting the podium was really special. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
And it must be, as now in the new role, well, not new anymore, but your role with Apex, for these teenagers for you to be the first point of contact as they come into this great project, to be like, I'm Britt Janyk, World Cup winner. That just must put them at complete rest and ease that, they're at someone who's been at the highest level and someone that they can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good way of putting it. It's true. And I came through a ski club program. I was a little kid racing and trying to just play on my skis and have fun. And I think at the core of everything throughout my career, through the ups and downs, when I was struggling or when I did well, the thing that I enjoyed most was just clicking into my skis and starting my day on the snow. And I think that's because from day one, I was a big skier. My family they're big skiers, and my brother as well. And we just ski racing became the avenue that we went down. And I love trying to figure out how I could be better each and every day. And I don't remember the exact point when that became like a decision that I was doing that, but it was. Yeah, so now I get to share that with new families that I get to speak with. Did you guys freeze?
There we go.
Briefly?
There we go. Don't worry, I can edit it out.
Okay.
We might have lost the last little bit there, but don't worry, I'll flip it and stuff.
Okay.
And just finally, before we get back to the list, it's funny you mentioned that 2007 World Championships, because when we spoke to your brother Mike, when was it, Alan, last May maybe?
Yeah.
He said that was one of the proudest moments of his career, watching you come into fourth position and having hit the podium later that year and then win. And I remember him saying, the only thing I've got on her in my career is the World Championship medal, so I'm glad she finished fourth that day.
Exactly. Yeah.
But at that point, he didn't have one, did he? So
no, exactly. He went and got afterwards. Yeah, and I think I see there's some siblings on the tour right now and my teammates. I had incredible teammates and I was close with them, but I knew that I always had someone that I could really trust was my brother. We were experiencing the same thing when I had a good race, and we were using the same time zone. So sometimes I couldn't get my parents, but I knew that I could always get my brother, whether it was, I'd struggled that day or if I wanted to just share a win. Yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely. Alan, to the top three.
Yes.
Here we go.
Who takes the bronze medal?
Right. Well,
I think this is quite predictable now, isn't it?
we're going to Austria,
Which one, though?
and we're going to Renata Goggia.
Renata Gertschel.
Gertschel. That's it. Sorry,
Gertschel.
Renata Gertschel. Yeah, that's the girl.
She started 412 World Cups. 412.
Yeah.
She nearly had 200 top tens. She's third for me as well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
16 years on the World Cup circuit.
Yeah.
And Britt, she was there when you started. She was still there. Oh no, she wasn't quite there when you retired, but you would have been competing in a fair number of downhills against Gertschel.
Yes. She was an incredible competitor, and her stats are unbelievable. And week in and week out, season after season, she came back just as fierce and just as ready to go and up for the challenge of the season.
4 World Cup downhill titles. First one in 97, second one in 2007. Also shows the strength there. World champion in 1999. She had podiums in the 5 main disciplines and won in all of those disciplines but giant slalom. And as you say, 24 downhill wins, 59 podiums in the discipline.
Yeah, excellent. You can't get away from stats there. 24, so consistent. 24, 21 and 14. I mean,
downhill positions, yeah. Do you remember Gertschel, Alan?
Vaguely, yeah.
Vaguely. You know what the problem is here? This is nothing against you. The problem is, in Britain, we have Ski Sunday.
Yeah.
So for people that don't, and at this time you weren't avid, were you? You weren't an avid ski racer.
I was, but you didn't get.
But you couldn't watch it on Eurosport. Like you couldn't have Britt and Nick commentating like you did in the 2010s.
Yeah.
But so all we can see is half-an-hour highlights package, and if they had to decide between Kitzbühel or Wengen and Cortina or Garmisch, I don't know, then they were going to pick the classic men's race because it's going to get more views. There was a Brit in the start field, maybe.
Yeah, we're going to say.
This is why these girls aren't as familiar to you as if it was the men's downhill list. Like we knew most of those guys.
It's funny that actually, because now the modern ones, I know more of the ladies than the guys. Because.
Oh, do you know?
Yeah, because for me, the ladies tighter races and much more fun.
You said that the last couple of seasons, actually.
Yeah, I think it has been this last couple of years. The ladies have definitely had a more competitive, and they've still got outstanding skiers of the men, but the ladies is more competitive, I think. You can look at the start list and you can say anybody there top 10, any of them could get it top 10. On the day. You have a good day and the others don't. Then
we've seen it a couple of times this season, downhill and Super G specifically, where you're going into the 20s and you're still getting podium athletes. I think it was. Let me get this right now. There's somewhere this season where Aika and then Ledechka, maybe in reverse actually, both came from the back. Yeah. And then there's even Mallory Blanc. What was that? Big 46 into second against Anton.
Yeah.
That was, crazy. Like that tells you, doesn't it? First World Cup downhill start, Blanc misses the win by a few hundred to Brignone. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I think
it's so fun. That's what makes it so fun.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why these win because of the consistency over a great period of time.
And Gertschel's epitomizes that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's not just a one-off or a two-off, but year after year after year, or competition after competition.
In a lot of other disciplines, 7 World Cup titles would mean you're top of the list. But in women's downhill, number 2, Alan.
Do you want number 2?
Yeah.
Well,
we know who number 1 is. Come on.
I'm back in Austria.
Yep.
I'm back in Austria. Annemarie Moser-Proll. I don't know how to pronounce. Is that right? Do you understand?
Moser-Proll, if I do the proper German.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Moser-Proll.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
5 consecutive downhill titles from 71 through to 75.
Yeah.
6-time overall champion in that period too.
Yeah.
Olympic gold in 1980. 3-time world champion. 3 times. 2 of them in a row. She never started a World Cup downhill and didn't finish in the top 10. 63 out of 63.
Wow.
36 of those were wins and 54 of them were podiums. You want to talk about consistency? Bang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that, because I've got her as number 2. And I believe she deserves to be there. But if you go back to what we're saying at the beginning about the conditions, the equipment and that, the number of the competitors, then she falls into the category of, 1969, 1980. Where, so maybe, but you can't take them away. I mean, obviously she was brilliant.
Annemarie Moser-Proll retired the year you were born, Britt, so that makes it difficult. But in that, I remember I was seeing the clip today in the 1980 Olympics in a plain white catsuit of Austria. She came to take the title, and then she retired.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think like it was less of a it was such a popular sport. Alpine skiing always has been very much this like this sport that is so famous in Europe, right? If you race in Austria, if you race in Germany and Switzerland, I mean, I've been to a passport control and the guy recognizes my name in the Frankfurt airport. Whereas if I came here to Canada, even though I'm known here, it's not the same. I always tell other Canadians, that like, I'm well known in Europe, but I come back home and it's just not the same. But I think our sport has reached more this kind of professional level, and you see the likes of Red Bull getting involved and creating these kind of, pro teams, and it wasn't the same then. You did it for a short period. It was just kind of just something you did for a little bit, and then you moved on to your actual career, or what you were actually going to do for your life. Whereas now you're seeing you can sustain a skiing career for, look at Lindsey Vonn is coming back, and Lara Gut-Behrami we've spoken about. I think partway through my time on the World Cup, partway through my career is when we started to see that, women and men started to stay in the sports, started to extend their careers longer. Yeah.
I tried to find some clips of her talking, but there aren't any on YouTube of her speaking English, which I found quite interesting. That she didn't have to speak English because people in Austria and Switzerland and Germany were watching, but not necessarily over here and not necessarily in America, which was fascinating. She did an interview with Lindsey Vonn 10 years ago, and that was in German for Austrian TV.
Yeah. Wow.
Which seemed like a quite fun interview, but I didn't know what they were saying. So if someone wants to translate that 25-minute YouTube clip, then that would be appreciated, because I'd like to hear that.
Yes.
So, all good for Moser-Proll?
Yeah, very good.
Britt here was 6th at the 2010 Olympic Games at home in Vancouver, and number 1 was number 1 that day. Alan Rigg.
It wasn't me, no.
No, it wasn't you. The women's downhill.
Even that'd be too difficult.
67.
Yeah. Oh, you worked that out quick. Yeah. So I think this lady's where's she from? Wait a minute. Where's she
She's
from?
pretty good, isn't she?
USA.
Our first American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, you know what we're talking about, Lindsey Vonn. I mean,
I think a lot of people outside ski racing have heard of her, and that tells you. You talk about Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's their number one woman, and probably still is.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we're talking about stats,
I don't have enough time to go through these stats.
no, there's so
But
No, we don't.
I'll give it a crack. 8 downhill titles. She just had to pick Moser-Proll. Had that gold in 2010. World Championship gold before that in 2009, Val d'Isère. 4-time overall champion as well. Most downhill wins of anyone, 43. Most downhill podiums of anyone, 66. And this is what I want to really talk to you two about. In terms of downhill, 6th in St Anton this year, and Super G-wise, 4th in St Anton, and Britt, runner-up in Sun Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the season, when we thought, oh, maybe she's is there something left here in the season? But she...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that shows how much she loves performing in front of the crowd. She loves to perform for the home crowd, and she loves the big events. So for her, finishing the World Cup finals in Sun Valley, that was a big event. That was a big event, and she stepped up to the occasion. So.
And of course, in 2025, she was 19th in the standings overall, and she ended up as 29th in the overall standings and 13th in the Super G.
Yeah.
She's starting second group in Super G and downhill.
Yeah.
She could get an amazing draw. She could be 1 to 5 in the Olympics and win.
Yep.
Do not be surprised.
I think she'll play.
It would be incredible, but don't be surprised.
I think she'll get a medal.
Downhill?
In the downhill, yeah.
Stick your neck out, go on.
Go on, yeah. Yeah, I think she will.
Do you think, so you think,
I think...
Britt, you agree that her name will be up in lights again next season?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
You know better than us about this. When it's an Olympic year, would
Good question.
you think that athletes, as you know, would try to gear themselves to peak at the Olympics?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. And the thing is, we've just had a World Championship season, so they've had a little practice of peaking in February, right? Knowing how the rhythm.
Yeah.
And because you do see it, some racers, they come out of the gates at the start of the season and they're really strong, and they kind of then they fall off. They kind of they're not there later in the season. The ones who can do a slow build, they come out, they're strong at the start of the season, but you can see that they're still building up. And I think those are the ones that will be right in there come the Olympic Games. What I do love about the Olympic Games is often sometimes like the World Championships, the ones that we think that are going to win are going to be on the podium because they're in the top of the standings. Usually there's a wild card. And sometimes I feel it's a bit unfair to the ones that are at the top because in some ways they deserve those medals, but it's always exciting to see who the wild card will be.
Vonn could be that wild card. That's the name she had next to her last season, using Fizz's wild card.
Yeah.
Do you think all that some of the racers would trade an Olympic medal for a couple of top podiums in the World Cup? Or consistency?
It's more consistency. Like for me, I would be so happy. I mean, it would be incredible if I could have an Olympic medal posted on my wall, because I came so close to it. But year in, year out, we're racing on the World Cup Tour, and that consistency over the length of a season says a lot for the type of racer you are. So for me, having World Cup podiums and having a red bib, being able to show that consistency over a season is something that I think most alpine skiers are very proud of. And there's only so many Olympic medals up for grabs. So and
like you say, somebody will come through the pack and get something, and you'll say, "What?" Exactly.
Yeah.
But getting back to Lindsey Vonn, what an athlete. Unbelievable.
Right, here's a question for you both. Would Is she the greatest downhiller ever, man or woman?
Ooh.
And I know it's very hard to compare.
Well,
She's obviously the best woman.
Yeah.
They've all got her at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And the stats speak for themselves and everything else. But looking back at our men's episode,
Mm-hmm.
do you think there's someone that overall you would say they're better? Let's have a look at the men's one. Who did we have as our number one?
I'm not sure. Bodie Miller up there, right?
I mean, if you look at just her
Franz
stats.
Franz Klammer was our number one. He had 25 downhill wins and 41 podiums. For comparison, Vonn is at 43 wins.
And you're going back to
the time.
Yeah.
Statistically, she is.
I mean, let's face it. He was on 2 planks of wood. basically that was it, wasn't it?
And she's on perfectly precise.
And when who was it? Was it who was it who said?
Did the episode with Darren?
Darren Knowles. Yeah, he said he wished it went back to more difficult,
old-fashioned downhills
with more difficult piece and
big jumps.
Big jumps,
Bigger jumps,
So it's so different, you see. But safety, isn't it? It's about safety now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And rightly so.
Yes.
It's very difficult, though. You can't really compare them, can you?
No.
But there's no doubt about it. Lindsey Vonn is, even without a comeback.
Oh yeah.
She's the top lady, isn't she?
Yeah. She's just. Yeah, she's got one extra podium, and that was super G. In terms of the stats we're looking at here.
Yeah, I think she'll get some more this year.
But I think
she'll get some podiums.
The question is about that at 41. It has to come into the conversation. That can she do it? She knows how to pick for Olympics. She's done it before, but does she know how to be consistently there in the World Cup to be in a good enough position to shoot for that medal in Cortina?
To shoot for it. Yeah.
Probably. Let's start.
Yeah,
Let's be honest, probably.
I think probably. I think
no one's
she
doubting.
showed us. She showed us last season. Right?
I'm smiling because you know what I say.
If you're good enough,
I'd love to.
You're old enough.
Yeah, I'd love to say to Lindsey Vonn, if you didn't know how old he was, how old would you think he was?
Great question.
Mm.
Maybe send her a message on Instagram.
And she'd probably say 28.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it is. It's all mine, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, I mean, you wouldn't think I was only 28, would you?
I think
it's the other way around.
It's pretty impressive. If I were to think about putting my downhill skis back on and training, you know, I feel like I'm pretty fit. I train regularly in the gym. I don't train at the level I used to, but if I put in that effort and got, you know, felt like I could, but still, like, to go at those speeds again, like, I can imagine in my head, I can remember going at those speeds, and it gives me such joy. I'm so glad I did it. But to go back now and do it, I don't know. That's a big. That's like
make a note of that.
Britt Janyk,
for Lindsey,
come back.
but like for her to take.
Yeah.
I'll stick with my powder.
Somehow.
I'll stick with my powder ski days, and you know, cruising some nice GS turns on some Masters GS skis. I'll stick with that. But the step she's taken to come back to top level after being away from it, I don't think we can't disregard how incredible that is, and it's amazing. Mentally to get your head back in the game, and be in there in downhill and Super G. Yeah,
it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Someone in Canada listening to that might start Whistler paparazzi that you're coming back now.
Maybe I should just go put a suit on and take a few little shots. Maybe I'll just plug it.
Space.
Yeah.
Space.
Imagine she's not actually joking now. This podcast is getting some hits, I tell you. This is my final difficult question for you. There might be some more to come, but we'll see. Britt, would you trade that third place medal for your overall downhill finish? Would you trade that for an Olympic silver?
Yeah, I would trade it for a silver. If that silver had
bronze?
come at the Vancouver Games, if it had come on home soil at Vancouver, like that's where I was, had my closest chance to a medal, I would trade it for Olympic medal. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But generally, you're happy with what you achieved.
Absolutely. Yes, I am.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all matters. As long as you're happy, it doesn't matter what other people,
Exactly.
think you should,
I don't think your list is complete, is it, Britt? Are we missing someone?
Well, I have, because I have that list basically of like the podiums and the top 10 and what that looks like. But I had like ones that I wanted to mix in, or mostly ones that I raced with and that I was around. Michaela Dorfmeister was I mean, she wasn't nearly as strong as some of those in the list, but she was so fierce on the start list in a downhill. And she was fun. It was really fun to watch her and to race alongside her. So that was one that I kind of highlighted. And Anya Persson, but she doesn't have the podiums in downhill in this, but again, somebody that I race alongside with, and she stands out for me. Yeah.
Dorfmeister, world champion and Olympic champion in downhill, but 7 World Cup wins, trying to squeeze her way onto the list would. You could stake a claim as having gold in both major championships, but and the other one,
Maria Hoffelreich.
Yeah, we did Hoffelreich.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I've got 2 more.
Oh, go on.
Okay.
That I was looking at the wins list for these 2, and you will have raced against Peekaboo Street.
Just as I was coming on. Yep.
9 World Cup downhill wins. World champion in '96. Yeah. 2 World Cup downhill titles. Yeah. Olympic silver.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that she was from Sun Valley, where we had the finals last year.
Yeah.
And she deserves a shout out.
Yeah, I mind you, you know me with names. I like the name. I thought Peekaboo, what a name, and I found a little bit where apparently when Lindsey Vonn was doing the juniors, Peekaboo Street highlighted the fact that she thought she was going to be a top racer. She made a comment that this girl is going to be a top racer. I thought, and she was right.
Was she?
Yeah.
Peekaboo came to Whistler when I was when I was racing the ski club, so I would have been 13, 14, and she came. She was, I think, seeing somebody in the area, so she happened to be in town, knew a coach at the ski club, and she came out and did some dryland sessions with us. And that was kind of, that highlights to me. So that stood out for me. All of a sudden, I started to pay attention. Who's this Peekaboo Street? And I watched World Cup a bit more. And looking back, it was just a blur, but I always remembered that because as I got better and I progressed in alpine skiing and was on the national team, I remembered that if you go back and just spend time with some younger ski racers, that helps them to feel like that it's attainable. You're closer to them. And Peekaboo Street did that for us. She happened to be in Whistler. She came out and did some fitness training sessions with us out on the fields, and it was very cool.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing with Apex.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
The other one, my other mention, double world champion Ilka Stuhec.
Oh yeah.
If she had more than 7 World Cup wins, I would have squeezed her onto my list.
I've got it on here.
14 downhill podiums.
Yeah.
I think 2016-17 she took downhill title combined and wasn't too far off the Super G as well.
Yep.
Obviously the best ski racer Slovenia have ever produced. Is that a bit controversial, or?
Well, I guess you got her, Tina Maze. Tina Maze, I'd say, was a better all-around skier. But Ilka Stuhec has done in downhill and Super G, she could be in that top 10. But again, you the top 10s, they're just
so
a little bit,
It's difficult.
And Marza took Olympic downhill gold in 2014.
Yeah.
Equal.
Tied with Dominic.
We've left out a lot of Olympic and world
Yeah,
champions,
yeah.
actually.
I think the top 2 or 3 pick themselves,
Yeah.
but the rest of them, they could have been anywhere in the mix. Couldn't
Yeah,
they?
if we haven't got Stu H in terms of the team top 10. So that means that the last 7 world championships, the winner of the women's downhill hasn't made our list. You have to go back to Vonn in 2009 as the last world champion that we've actually got in the top 10, of course. Breezy Johnson and Yasmin Fleury have been the surprise too.
Yeah.
The last 2 world championships.
I don't think it'll be a surprise if one gets something.
No.
I think it's.
I mean, career-wise, it's expected, but it's just all about this comeback. And when you start thinking about the story and how many injuries she had and the retirement, she used to limp out of the finish area when she'd won races. She's got a metal knee. That's what makes it incredible. But in terms of the way we saw her ski last year, she's hit the podium in Super G. I'm expecting her to hit the podium again before the Olympics. It's entirely plausible.
I think so. Yeah.
Finally, unless you want to say something.
No, I was just going to say she'll have to look over the shoulder to Lara Masuga.
Lara Masuga,
Yes.
I reckon.
Suga.
She's the type.
Brignone.
Yeah, but Masuga is like the type who might just sneak in the Olympics.
Yes.
Could do.
I could see that.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah. We've got a bit of time to think about picks and predictions.
Yes, we do.
It just gets you all excited. Yeah. Ready for the season.
Still September.
I know it's only September.
Who do you think is the greatest Canadian women's downhiller ever?
Oh, good question. I was actually looking at that because that came up to mind just as I was going through the list and the stats. You have Melanie Turgeon. You have Emily, who picked up a world championship gold in St. Moritz. Emily Bryden, who I think has the most podiums in downhill for a Canadian. I mean, this is looking at, and then the recent myself and Larissa Yurkiw were the finished 3rd in the downhill standings in the recent era. Going further back than that, I didn't dig down other than I know Nancy Green's Nancy Green's stats and stuff.
We've got 1992 Olympic downhill gold went to Karen Lee Gardner.
Yes.
That's the only Olympic champion ever for Canada in women's downhill, and the only world champ is Turgeon from 2003.
Yeah. So I think, and Karen Lee Gardner is, I watched her races. I knew her results. I knew the team then, right? And I looked up to those, there was enough results to pull myself along and my teammates to try and better them, right? To try and be the next top Canadian on the World Cup tour. So it was definitely inspiring. And what I see at the, kind of going a little bit sideways, but on the Women's World Cup and downhill and Super G, we don't find any Canadians at the start list. And downhill is fun. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I did GS, I focused on GS, and so did, if I think of Emily Bryan and a lot of the other, my teammates at the time, GS was our core. And then we kind of moved into downhill and Super G. And, I would love to see the Canadian woman back on the start list in downhill and Super G on the speed disciplines.
Yeah, I think GS is very promising for the Canadians this year, though.
Yes,
Grenier,
absolutely.
Richardson, Cassidy Gray, who's starting some downhill and Super G. I think Val Grenier hit the downhill podium in Cortina before she had that horrible crash.
Yeah,
I think
so they're there. I like that they're trying to they're taking some of their GS gears and giving them some starts on the World Cup and downhill and Super G. So I'm going to watch that closely and see how they progress.
Steph Fleckenstein's the other, who's had nearly 2 years out now, probably would be starting those speed events for Canada, but unfortunately. That was an even worse crash for her, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was horrific. Yeah.
All good?
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah.
So,
good.
thank you
Yeah.
very much for your time, Britt. That was absolutely brilliant and great to look back and to the present and even to the future a little bit as well. So thank you very much for your time and all the best in the next months with Apex, and we're happy to have you back on at any time during next season.
Yeah, my pleasure. This has definitely got me thinking. The wheels are turning now about the season coming up and the the results and the snow flying.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Really enjoyed that.
Both.
Excellent. That. Thank you.
Just a final word then from me, Matt Garker, and Alan Rigg alongside me. A huge thank you to Britt Janyk for her time this week in the latest episode from the Top 10 series. And of course, a huge thank you to Ski Racing Media for their continued support throughout the summer as we head towards the autumn. But Alan, what a terrific conversation it was.
Indeed it was, yeah. And I must admit, I didn't think when we interviewed Mike that we'd better it, but she has. Britt, that was brilliant. Well done.
Let's hope Mike's not listening.
He won't mind.
Do you not think?
No.
You've read his book. I don't think he'll mind.
I don't think he'll mind.
Yep, huge thank you. We hope you enjoyed the latest episode from the Top 10 series, and let us know which episode you would like to hear next in the series. Still got scope for an episode 2 or more in the series before we head into the World Cup season, and might even squeeze one in during the winter. So yeah, a final thank you to Britt. Terrific conversation this week, and really great to analyse some of our favourite female downhillers, some that we didn't know an awful lot about going into the episode, but also to learn and to compare.
Yeah, it was very informative for us as well as the listeners. Yeah.
Let's hope so.
And also a lot of the favourites popped up, of course.
A lot of our favourites, as usual.
As usual.
So thank you very much for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. There is one last thing to say, and that's over to Alan. We will
ski you later.
Ski you later.